Hi all and welcome to another seasonal event video for Final Fantasy XIV, and this time it is Little Ladies' Day 2023, a dance to remember. And this event runs from Wednesday the 1st of March to Wednesday the 15th, and you should be looking for this in Ul'Dah on the steps of Nald, and you are looking out for the Royal Seneschal. Inheritance. The Royal Seneschal has a new event in mind to bring smiles to all the princesses of the realm, and as per usual, the requirements to be a part of this is level 15. And here we have the event items. We have the emote, Little Ladies Dance, and the items, the orchestral role, decisions, and a wall mount item, lovely Little Ladies Day advertisement. And as per usual, certain items available during previous iterations of the event can be obtained via the associated NPC vendor, and also please note that seasonal quests cannot be completed after the event has concluded. And as per usual, when we are in the game, I will only be reading out information and dialogue. So with that said, let's head on over. Alright, welcome into the game and to Ul'Dah. If you enjoy what you are seeing and the channel at large, I would really like it if you drop a sub or a like, and comments are always super appreciative, positive or negative. Let's do this. Royal Handmaiden, Royal Servant and Royal Senechal. Inheritance. The Royal Senechal has a new event in mind to bring smiles to all the princesses of the realm. Greetings my friend. 'Tis good to see you. Very good indeed. As it just so happens, there is a matter with which I require assistance. As you will be aware, another Little Ladies' Day is upon us, and we are celebrating all ladies as princesses, attending to their every need. For this year's celebration, we are planning to distribute replicas of an antique folding fan to participants. Wishing to learn more about said fan, Miss Aldiytha, a scion of Hive's Thorne, has taken it upon herself to investigate its origins. Alas, she has ever had a frail constitution and is feeling unwell. Now she rests at my insistence, but passionate as she is about the celebration, I worry that she won't stay put. Thus would I turn to you for help. In order to take the burden of my lady, who is also a treasured princess this day, might I prevail upon you to assist with her investigation? I'm truly grateful. Now, Miss Aldiytha should be resting on a bench in the Gold Court, so pray seek her out there. I'll leave her in your capable hands. Seasonal event, quest accepted. Good evening to you, adventurer. Have you any questions regarding the history of Little Ladies' Day? I am at your service. And here we have the shop. We'll get back to that later. Aldiytha. Oh, my apologies. I didn't notice you there. It's been quite some time. You're well, I trust. If you are looking to partake in the festivities, I would be happy to point you in the direction of the Royal Seneschal. So, the Royal Senechal sent you. Well, I would be lying if I said that I didn't need the help. I'm in a worse way than I realized. I'm supposed to meet with 2 people as part of my investigation, but loath as I am to admit it, I'm in no condition to be up and about. As you may already know, I'm investigating the origins of an antique folding fan, the very one beside me, which I found in the Thorne Manor one day. Curious about the design, which is unseen in Ul'Dah, I turned to the history books and discovered that it is of a style used in the palace during the Thorne Dynasty. Further research revealed that Princess Edvia, my ancestor who gave rise to Little Lady's Day, once used such a fan in a dance she performed at a royal soiree. It was very beautiful by all accounts, and I should have liked to see it. Inspired by this discovery, I consulted the royal seneschal, and it was decided that we would make replicas of the fan as gifts for this year's celebration. However, when we showed the fan to the artisan we hired, he declared that, while undeniably designing the Thorne style, it was crafted much more recently, no more than a few decades ago at most. This led me to wonder, who had this fan made and why? With my mother no longer with us, I went and asked my father, but he claimed to know nothing about it and said no more. Though he married into the family, he is present head of House Thorne. If even he does not know, then I have to seek answers elsewhere. Additionally, if we learn how the fan was used during Princess Edvia's time, I thought that we could share the knowledge during the celebration. Thus did I arrange to meet with people who are versed in the history of our family. As I am now, however, I can scarcely stand without feeling faint. I'm sorry to impose, but might I trouble you to attend the appointments in my stead? I'm in your debt. Now, you will want to take the fan with you. Please show it when you meet the individuals in question. One is a reporter from the Mithril Eye, who will be at Arseneth Ossuary, and the other is a historian who will be at the Quicksand. Show the Thorne Dynasty-era folding fan to the grizzled historian and to the Mithril Eye reporter. Lest you forget, the reporter is at Arseneth Ossuary and the historian the Quicksand. Please show them the fan and learn what you can about it. Can I help you with something? I'm actually supposed to meet someone here, but she appears to be late. Ah, so you come on Miss Aldiytha's behalf, and this is the fan she wished me to inspect? Indeed, it is of a style hailing from the Thorne Dynasty. It is said that Princess Edvia carried such a fan when she attended functions. In those days, it was considered meet for noblemen to cover their faces, to which end they carried folding fans on their persons. But as the legend of the Lost Lady would attest, Princess Edvia didn't concern herself with social norms, and at a royal soiree, far from using her fan to cover her face, used to perform an impromptu dance. The Sultan and his retinue of seneschals looked on aghast, but the guests were captivated by her performance and erupted in rapturous applause when she finished. That dance came to be known as the Little Lady's Dance, and it is said to have been passed down through the women of House Thorne. The fan you hold, I expect, was crafted for that very purpose. Curious though, As a daughter of House Thorne, it seems to me that Miss Aldiytha should be aware of this legacy. In any case, I hope I was able to be of some help to her. Pray pass along my regards. Where could Aldiytha be? Can I help you? This fan, Aldiytha sent you, I take it. Very well then, I'll tell you what I know. When Aldiytha reached out about an antique fan she found, I was instantly reminded of a similar one that I saw long ago. By her description alone, I couldn't be certain, but to see it here now, there's no doubt in my mind. This fan once belonged to Aldiytha's mother, Claudia. She was still half a girl at the time, 15 summers old perhaps, when I interviewed her for a Little Lady's Day article. That day she had this very fan with her. She was out of sorts though, and begged to sit down and rest. As tired as she looked, I decided to cut the interview short and end up writing about something else. I must say I find it a little strange that Aldiytha should ask me about the fan. It belonged to her mother after all. Surely she would know about it. Return the Thorne Dynasty-era folding fan to Aldiytha with gold. Ah, you are returned. Thanks for attending the appointments in my stead. So, did you learn aught of interest? What? The fan was my mother's? And which used to perform the Little Ladies' Dance, a dance passed down through the women of our line? Forgive me, but I'm not sure what to think. I never knew about any of this, about neither the fan nor the dance. Why didn't my mother share the tradition with me? What will you say? Perhaps she was also unaware of it. Perhaps she didn't have the chance. Yes, I feel that it is the only plausible explanation. My mother succumbed to illness when I was little. Even if she had wished to pass on the tradition, she never had the chance to do so. Be that as it may, my father must have known something. I know not why he claimed otherwise and feigned ignorance about the fan, nor do I expect that he would willingly talk. Still, I want to know about the dance and about my mother. I'm sorry to impose yet again, adventurer, but won't you help me find the answers? This means a lot to me. Thank you. Now then, if my mother appeared at Little Lady's Day with her fan, it seems likely that she performed the dance there. On that assumption, I propose we look for those who knew my mother around when she was involved in the festival. For this wealthy middle-aged folks seem a likely place to start. Chances are they at least crossed paths with her in social circles. To that end, Could you please try approaching affluent-looking individuals at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange and Eshtame's Aesthetics? I shall await you here. Gather information on the steps of thought. Willowy nobleman. What's that? Do I know Claudia Thorne? And the dance he used to perform? May I ask who is asking? Goodness me, to think Aldiytha had no idea. I was good friends with her mother, I'm proud to say, and would be glad to share what I know. She was quite frail, was Claudia, and constantly took ill. As a result, she seldom attended social functions and certainly never performed the little lady's dance in them. She did, however, show it to me in private, and I consider myself blessed. It was so beautiful, I begged to learn it from her. She kindly taught me, and she would have dearly loved to teach Aldiytha too. I'm sure. It breaks my heart that she never had the chance. But if Aldiytha is keen to learn the dance, nothing would please me more than to teach it. A poor substitute, though it may be for her mother. She awaits at the Gold Court, yes? I shall go and find her there at once. A Thorne woman who once danced at a festival? I'm afraid I'm not familiar. Little Ladies' Day has always been a common folks' festival after all. If anyone were to know, I dare say it would be the head of the Thorne family. It is under their auspices that the celebrations take place. Restless nobleman. Where in the world did she disappear to? What? Did I ever see the dance performed by Claudia Thorne? As it happens, yes. Yes, I did. It was during a Little Ladies' Day celebration many years ago. Claudia was participating for the first time, and I had the honor of being her guide. By way of thanks for my company, she showed me the dance. Flourishing her fan, she moved with a majestic grace. I was left utterly transfixed. A dance so lovely should be seen by all. Won't you perform it on stage at the festival? I suggested, and to my delight, she agreed with a smile. But no sooner did she finish enrapturing the crowds than she retreated out of sight and all but collapsed to the ground. It was then that I learned of her frail constitution. Though I hadn't been aware, I felt no less terrible for making her overexert herself. I apologized profusely, begging her not to push herself ever again, and the sad look on her face when she nodded is something I've not forgotten to this day. Ah, but look at me prattle on to a complete stranger. My apologies. Now then, I was in the midst of looking for someone, so I shall excuse myself. Speak with Aldiytha. Oh, there you are. A woman was here just now. She told me she was a friend of my mother's and kindly taught me how to perform the Little Ladies' Dance. It's as beautiful as I imagined it would be, and I cannot thank you enough for finding this person. Now then, were you able to learn aught from anyone else? So my mother once performed the dance before a crowd, but the exertion was too much for her. What I'm now seeing, the movements may indeed be trying for those of poor health. Those such as myself. Thus did my father choose to keep the dance a secret from me, out of concern for my well-being. Or so I speculate, at any rate. Rodolph, Lady Aldiytha, thank heavens I found you. Rodolph, what are you doing here? What am I doing here? Begging your pardons, my lady, but you disappeared from the manor without a word. Both your father and I have been worried sick. But all's well that ends well, and I see now that you were in good hands. Thank you, good madam, for looking after the young mistress once more. Now then, my lady, even as we speak, your father searches for you in the city. If you feel strong enough, let us seek him out together. It would set his mind at ease. Yes, of course. Thanks to you, I've discovered things I never knew about my family, and I would have you at my side when I meet with my father. Will you come with me? Thank you. Your presence will give me the courage to seek the truth. Master Thorne should be somewhere in the Ruby Road Exchange. Please follow me. I told father that I am perfectly fine, but he nevertheless insisted that I sit down. Master Thorne was beside himself with worry over the young mistress's health. He wishes to thank you for attending her. You're the woman from earlier. I should have guessed you were the one who aided my daughter. I said what I said, not realizing you had come at her behest. But what's done is done. Now allow me to properly introduce myself. Orchestrion Thorne, head of the Thorne family, at your service. No more secrets, father. Why did you hide the truth from me? I couldn't bring myself to tell you, even as that fan and that dance hold fond memories of your mother. They are a painful reminder that she is gone. I couldn't bear to lose you as well, so please return the fan and forget about the dance. Father, I understand full well why you feel this way. Were I in your position, I would likely feel the same. But, as much as I'm touched by your concern, I know about everything now. About Mother, about the fan, and even the dance. Claudia? Rodolph, late Aldiytha, that was extraordinary. Where in the world did you learn how to dance so beautifully? An old friend of mother's taught me. Despite all these years, she still remembers the entire dance down to the smallest flourish. Mother brought you great joy when she danced for you that day, and coming to understand this, I knew that I wanted you to experience that joy again. Aldiytha. Like I once apologized to your mother, I must now apologize to you. It was wrong of me to hide the fan and the dance from you, and I hope you find it in your heart to forgive me. If it is your desire to carry on the tradition, then I will not stand in your way. Thank you. But you know, Father, it is Little Ladies' Day. Rather than an apology, is there not a more appropriate gesture for the occasion? As you say, my princess, as you say. I, Thorne, head of the Thorne family, do hereby pledge to serve as your royal seneschal. Your every wish is my command. Except, perhaps, when I judge that you are overexerting yourself. After all, your highness's well-being is my foremost priority. I shall bear that in mind. Without further ado, then, my first wish is to instruct festival staff in the Little Ladies' Dance, that we may share it with all who participate in the festivities. If that is your wish, then it is mine as well. On this day, all ladies are princesses, and everyone should by right inherit the dance passed down in our family. Aldiytha, I have a gift for you, adventurer, as a token of my gratitude. It isn't much, but please accept these instructions for the dance, along with a replica of my mother's fan. Now then, there's no time to waste. We must distribute these fans to as many people as possible and share with them the history of the dance. This will be a Little Ladies' Day to remember. Oh, yes, it will. Inheritance. Ballroom etiquette. Fanfare. An illustrated manual of the various steps and gestures that comprise the Little Ladies' Dance. Use to learn. Seasonal event quest complete. Achievement unlocked. Her greatest fan. The young mistress truly has a spring in her step during Little Ladies' Day celebrations. Why, I dare say one would scarce believe she suffers from a delicate constitution. I hoped you would stop by so that I might thank you properly. Had you not aided my daughter, we may never have bonded as we have now. In truth, I did not realize how much joy it would bring me to see her take after her mother by inheriting our family's tradition. And yet, I can't help but worry that one day soon, she may meet the love of her life in much the same way I met her mother. I wish dearly for her to find such happiness, but I nevertheless find myself conflicted about the prospect of seeing her go. Enjoying the festivities, I hope. Should you have any questions concerning my family, it would be my pleasure to answer them. What will you ask about? Flower crown. Following the events of the Legend of the Lost Lady, by which I mean after Sultan Baldric served as seneschal to a miller girl, he chose to do the same each year for other Ul'Dah ladies. It is said that this way his way of reminding himself and others that all girls should be treasured. Then, one year the girl he had chosen to be princess for a day presented him with a bouquet of daisies to thank him for his service. Knowing how hard the girl had worked to pick them, the Sultan gladly accepted the flowers and bade his attendants fashion them into circlets. Then, removing his own royal crown, he placed one on his head and another on hers. The same, you and I, he said, smiling. The Thorne family has considered daisies to be symbols of happiness ever since. 14 Thorne. 14 Thorne is my father and the head of House Thorne. It is his duty as representative of our family to sponsor Little Ladies' Day each year. Or so I once thought. I realize now that for him, it is far more than duty which binds him to this celebration. Little Ladies' Day is the very thing which brought him and Mother together, and it is her memory and his love for her that drives him to ensure it continues. Much like how Princess Edvia and her father Sultan Baldric were able to see each other in a new light after her disappearance, I feel as though my father and I have better understanding of one another after all that's happened today. Claudia Thorne. Claudia Thorne, my mother and eldest daughter of House Thorne before her passing. I am told she left this world soon after I was born into it. Her frequent bouts of illness prevented her from joining social functions held among the noble families of Ul'Dah, but by pure chance was able to attend a Little Ladies' Day celebration long ago where she met my father and performed the Little Ladies' dance for him. There is much I've still yet to learn about my mother, but from all I've been told, I cannot help but feel as though we had much in common. It makes me feel closer to her, as though some part of her is still alive in me. The Thorne Dynasty. The Ul'Dah was founded by the House of Ul. Control of the throne was wrested from them after a period of instability, with the House of Thorne being appointed to rule as stewards some 350 summers ago. For more than a century, my forebears ruled, enacting countless reforms which would see their governance regarded favorably by the citizenry. At the end of those many long years, feeling that their sworn duty had at last been fulfilled, my ancestors returned rule to the Ul dynasty. To this day, we of House Thorne continue to do our part to see Ul'Dah flourish. The Little Ladies' Dance. In the years following the incident with the miller girl, Princess Edvia grew to become a fine lady, attending royal soirees and the like on occasion, just as expected of her. In spite of this, she remained true to herself, forthright and bold as ever. On one fateful evening, she took her folding fan, an accessory noblewomen used in those days for the express purpose of covering their faces, form of etiquette, and instead flourished it about her, using it to perform a dance she had improvised on the spot. While the Sultan and his retinue of seneschals were stunned by her impromptu performance, the nobles in attendance were instead captivated by its beauty and applauded her when she finished. In time, Princess Edvia's dance came to be known as the Little Ladies' Dance, and it, alongside the folding fan, have been passed down to the women of House Thorne ever since. Decisions Orchestrion Role. Lovely Little Day Advertisement. Peach confetti, cherry confetti. You learn the emote Little Ladies Dance. with this little dance number, I think it's time to end this seasonal event. Thanks for coming along. Thank you for following me along with this seasonal event. Little Ladies Day 2023 is done. I hope you had as much fun as I had. I would love if you dropped subs and likes on the channels and videos, and if I saw you in the future. But for now, it is time to say bye-bye.